Okay, hello folks, and welcome back once again to the Let's Play Crusader Kings 2, the House Fleming Dynasty. I just had a bit of a breather and took some time off camera to take stock of what's going on, and now I'm ready to resume. Now I don't think the second half of the session is going to be quite as long as the first half. The first half was an hour. I think this one may be between sort of 35-45 minutes. Main reason being is I have Star Wars to upload today as well, so I'm going to be fairly busy. So as we left off, we did capture Brittany, which was Duke George I of Normandy's lifetime ambition. And therefore, once that had been completed, it's like a situation of what do we do now? I've achieved what I set out to do with my life. Do I sit here and enjoy what I've got, or do I press on for the good of the dynasty and try and capture more land? Be as slothful as he is, it's very tempting just to sit here and do nothing. But that's not good, right? So we've got to do something. So what I've done is I've done a little bit of managing of my council members. For instance, Chancellor Earl Mitrofan, as he is now fabricating claims in Connacht, because we are now going to focus back onto Plan A. And Plan A initially was to, from the previous two rulers, was to conquer Ireland. So now that Brittany is ours, we will revert back to that ambition to conquer Ireland. So off he tots over there. As far as everything else is concerned, my court chaplain is now moving down to Nantes here just to try and raise the opinion of the church vassal. It's going to take a minor miracle, but we'll have him doing it anyway. And of course, in England, the war is pressing on here. The war for the lowering the crown authority, and I do believe that this army here from Norfolk may have recruited mercenaries. Now I'm not 100% sure about that, but there's no way he can recruit 8,000 men. He only has 2 counties. So having looked back at the video, the 7,000 men that joined his troop force here appeared in his county, which looks to me as if he did actually hire mercenaries. Now AI didn't used to hire mercenaries, so is this a new feature that was added in one of the latest patches, or have they been able to hire mercenaries for some time? It's the first time I've noticed the AI hiring mercenaries, which is I'm assuming what they've done. Could be wrong, but it seems to be the way. If you've got any sort of ideas about that, please feel free to inform me of it. So, now that everything is sort of settled down, a couple of things that we need to address before we start the session proper. There has been a lot of hoo-ha over my lack of use of retinues. Now, due to the fact that my little empire here is growing nicely, we can actually have a retinue cap of 2,800 men, give or take. And by not having a standing army in the field, it's a bit of a waste, really. Now, it's going to take some time to form this army. It's not going to be a quick thing. But ultimately, once it's complete, it's 2,000 and however many, free men in the field of battle that can move and defend against rebels, that can move to our next targets before we start the war, so that we've got men in position ready to strike when the war starts. It's a good thing to have. So we're going to focus initially on creating a standing army. Now I have not used this feature at all, so I'm still a little bit used to it, a little bit new to the feature. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a shock retinue here, which is going to give us 900 men, apparently. Okay. And I'm going to go for a horse unit, which is going to raise us up to 2,100 men, and then I can finish off with a skirmish, which is going to take us up to the maximum capacity of 2,700, pretty much. So we've got 1,000 heavy infantry, 800 light cavalry, 400 heavy, and 500 archers. That's a pretty decent army makeup. And I'm going to have them reinforce at half speed, just because it's a little bit cheaper for us at this moment in time. And the reason why I want this to be cheaper is because I have another plan. my second plan is involving my vassals. Now if we go to the opinions here, we can see that of course we have just conquered Brittany, and the current standing vassals are not going to be too impressed with the new ruler, so we really could do with installing our own puppets here. I don't want any problems. So when we look to the person that hates us the most, we see that it is Earl of Leon, Girek. He has 2 lands. He has Cornier and Leon, and to me that's a little bit too much. We don't want him having 2 lands, having slightly more power than is necessary, so we're going to revoke one of his titles. And the one we can revoke is Cornier down here, so we're going to revoke that. Invite a couple of backers to the plot to help it to run smoothly. My Chancellor and one of my family members. See if they accept, and once they do accept, which they should do, the plot power will be over 80%, and we can push the revocation upon Girek down here. He's probably not going to accept willingly, which means we're going to have to quash him in the battlefield, which is the reason why I am only having these reinforced at half speed, because as soon as I raise my levies that's going to be extra expense, and we are a little bit low on funds right now due to creating the retinue. So that's reinforcing. It will take a couple of years at least for this to fully get reinforced, but it's like an investment to the future, really. It's an investment for future rulers that they can use as they see fit. So we have a couple of people ready now to join the plot, and all we need to do is push it. So the retinue upkeep just about balancing out with our income. As soon as we start raising some levies, that's going to switch into the negatives. He's obviously not happy with the fact that we've tried to revoke one of his titles, and he's going to defend, which is perfectly fine with us. So what we need to do now is we need to focus our efforts on repelling his threat. Now he does have one ally, which is the Duke of York, which he could recall into war. Might be a slight problem, but for now we're going to just totally forget about that and just hope that he doesn't call him. We're going to raise our own troops, starting with our personal levies, of course, and then we're going to start raising some vassal levies. He's got about 1,000 men, so we're just going to raise the troops along the northern coast of Normandy, piece by itty bitty piece. Okay, and there as well. Okay, so that's all of Normandy's troops pretty much sorted. So we're going to get the boats ready. So he's going to switch over to here. So that's 17 boats. I don't know how many men we're going to have here, but ultimately I don't want them 4, 6, 1,100. We might need one more set of boats here. Let's have a look. 11 ships. 5, 1. Okay, so we'll start the ball rolling now. So once again, Normandy rather, find themselves at war. At Flemings. Right, let's pause that. We're going to merge the boats merge the troops. So they're going to arrive on the 11th of August, just a little bit of time to wait. 1,500 men, that's fine, he's coming. Alright. Dock him into Evro so that these can get onto the boats, and then we're going to intercept this army, deal with it, and then start the revocation process. Right. We're also going to select family members to lead in the field. I'm actually going to land here in Rons because I think that if we do land directly here, we suffer a penalty for fighting after disembarking. So we're going to land here and walk across. Although technically speaking, I don't know if it counts because we have a port here, so I don't know if we still suffer that penalty or not. But just in case we do, we'll do it this way. I'm going to disband these because they're very costly. Oh, I missed. Who are these? I don't know who they are. I don't know why they were raised up there, but anyway. So taking down this army, we're going to now bump it up to 2 speed. We've done our manoeuvring. So it's all about dealing swiftly with this little incident. Now, we are going to be losing money due to the fact that we have retinues reinforcing and levies in the field, which is why I didn't want them to reinforce at full speed, because it would have been horrendous the amount of money we were losing. But once the levies have been disbanded, we can offset the savings we will make by reinforcing these at double speed. Apparently, what's happening here? Due to my mediocre understanding of martial matters, bands of robbers are roaming the countryside in Cornwall. They are too craven to attack my castles, but they are raiding my lands, and I literally sit here inside my castle. I'm not even there anyway, I'm over here in ruin, but yeah, more bad happenings due to his lackluster leadership in certain respects. New plots are coming to the fore, which hopefully we can put a stop to without any issues here. See the Duchy of Cornwall granted to a new leader. He's got 2 backers as well, so we need to end this pretty swiftly. But look at that, he says no. We could give, we can't even give him a bribe to increase relationship. Okay, well, I'm powerless to stop it by the looks of it, unless I assassinate him, which would cost too much. Oh, look at that! Looky, looky, looky! The Earl of Leon and Cornier himself has been captured and imprisoned. Isn't that marvellous? Right, there's a knock at the door. I'll just have to pause it, stand by. Okay, so I'm back now. Unpause it, and yeah, Earl Girac will rot in my cells. And then we will ransom him once we have revoked his title, just to rub the salt in the wounds. What am I doing? I'm just stood here with my troops doing nothing. You see what happens when you get disturbed? I'm just going to move over to Cornier and just take it down straight away. No messing about here. Head straight for the kill. Okay, so now we're besieging. So this is going to take a little bit of time. In fact, no it's not. No it's not at all. You see, because we have captured Elgiric, it seems that we can enforce our demands literally straight away. No sieging, no messing about, which is absolutely perfect. Enforce demands. We gain control of Cornier to give it to somebody whom we see fit, and he goes down to having just a single solitary piece of land. Isn't that great? See ya, pal! Nice knowing you. Right. If he hated us before, he's going to hate us even more now. I think he may have been released from my dungeons as a result of that. Just double check. There's no reason why he would still be in there. Yep, he's been released. Allowed to carry on his business here. He now hates my guts. I've usurped his title. Declared war on him. My domain size is too big. I'm a foreigner and all the rest of it. So yeah, he is quite a dangerous character, which means, technically speaking, if we could revoke the County of Lyon, it would be pretty perfect right now, but it might be too soon. We'll have to see how that goes, but disband our unit. We're going to now switch our retinues to increase at the double speed, although it still might keep us in the red. Okay, half speed it is. Half speed. There's no rush for these guys. We haven't got any wars to fight right now, so we'll just let them meander, increase at a steady rate. We need to give Cornier to somebody. Okay, let's take a look here. Family tree. My brother's sons, my nephews were who I was giving the titles to initially. We have another 14-year-old. Ildebrando. He has no major issues with me. Richard still hasn't had any sons, so we're not going to give any to our grandchildren just yet, but yeah, it's going to have to be Ildebrando. Can I do it? Can I get... Yep, grant him a landed title. Gonna give him the lands here. And there you go. One slight problem dealt with. 3 more to go. No, can't do it like that. It's seen as... You know, it's seen as tyrannical. Oh, we're not tyrants after all. Yes, we may, you know, expand at a fair rate of knots, but we are not complete animals. Okay, so. Marvellous. You're making him see the error of his ways, are you? This plague of consumption isn't very good. So let's have a look at vassal opinions then. It's sort of 50-50 split between those that like us and those that don't. The majority of those that are heavily in the red are vassals from Brittany. The main issue I've got now is my own son here, Richard Fleming of Glamorgan, seems to be hating me more and more. Okay, so somebody else died there. Never mind. A mayor of some sort. Okay. Oops, a daisy, and we've lost William Fleming. William the Slow finally passes. No longer court chaplain, which means we're going to have to find a new council position here. We don't have many great bishops, do we? We could try and employ a bishop who's got really high stats. So we could employ a bishop from our own ranks to increase relationships. Let's see who would benefit from that. Let's see which bishops are giving us taxes, for instance. He's just about surviving. This one here, Bishop of Camp, where's that? It's a bishop in ruin, what's his name? Bishop Lawrence! 12 learning. I think a bonus in a bonus from giving him the position would be pretty nice. So now we have a look, and he should be giving us taxes. Yes, lovely. He's got a higher relationship now, so that's him sorted. He's alright. That just leaves Bishop in there, so I'll move him down. And now we move on. So, Slothful George I conquered Brittany, put down a rebellion, and now he's creating House Fleming's first ever standing army and continuing to expand in Ireland. But apart from that, he's got no other ambition. He's an ambitious person, but he's fulfilled his ambitions, and therefore he's just going to sit back, relax, and watch the rest of England's fortunes play out before his very eyes. Unless we are extremely compelled to do anything from this point forward for the rest of his reign, we're just going to go with the flow. See what the game throws at us.